Hello guys, hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, ofurecenter, building a happy home together. So happy to be back again guys. How is everything? I hope everyone is enjoying the new year. January, this is already 19, so January is fast spent guys, but all the same, we thank God for life, we thank God for in this video. I am going to be talking to us about what to do for your children as a parent. I'm going to be talking to us on 6 points on what to do for your children as a parent. Like we all know already, we talk about family in this channel. We talk about building a happy home and how to build a happy home. And this involves the mother, the father, the children. So we talk about the marriage, we talk about the relationship between a husband and a wife, we talk about parents' relationship with their children and children's parenting, or how do I put it? Yeah, parenting in general. Then we talk about other issues as well, because at the end of the day, life itself is facts and we are living this life. So we talk about quite everything in this channel. So on today's video, I'm going to be talking to us about 6 points. I'm going to be giving us 6 points on what to do for your children as a parent, because a lot of parents at the end of the day sometimes mix things up. I know I'm going to be pointing us to 6 points, but there are more other points of which I might not even make sure that other people or most persons we know or we want to add, but that's okay. But I'm going to be specific about this 6. So guys, stay back and let's talk. So number 1, as a parent, what to do for your child. Number 1, pray for your children. I said pray for your children as a parent. Now, when I say pray for your children as a parent, what do I mean? A lot of us, a lot of parents, let me say a lot of our parents back then, they understand this concept of praying for their children, like praying for their children, speaking positive things into the life of their children. They were not used to it. A lot of parents in the past, they were only using to, maybe they just feel give children whatever they want, cook, give them shelter, food, everything. But they were not actually, exception of very few, very few. So when I mean pray for your children, when I say pray for your children, I'm not saying go on a fast. I'm not saying you must take 2 hours every day to pray for them. I'm not saying you must always lay hands on them. But if you can always lay hands on them, it's also good. What am I saying? Pray for your children means speak into the life of your children positive things. Things that you love, things that you will want them to see, you want them to be, things you would like to see them, okay? You see them exhibiting in the future or in the time to come. It is very, very important what we say or speak, or what we say or speak into the life of our children as a parent is very, very important. So when I mean pray for your children, speak into their life. Tell them positive things. Look at your child, tell him, I know you're going to make me proud. Do ever. So you can say anything positive into the life of your child, because it is very important. So as a parent, we are actually the first pastors, or first how do I say it? Yes, first pastors, first prophets to prophesy into the life of our children. We should always be the first, because if you don't know how to prophesy into the life of your children, and you are expecting one man of God or one woman of God to come and prophesy into the life of your children, it will all be like a waste of time. So pray for your children. Speak into their life those things that you want to be alive in them, those positive things, because the words we speak, they are life and they are death at the same time. That's why in the book of Proverbs, the Bible says life and death are in the power of the tongue. And if you check the creation, God created everything into existence by the ways of his mouth. So to tell you that the ways you speak, they are life. The ways you speak, they are seed. The ways you speak, they produce, okay? They produce results. So why, as a parent, you must learn to speak into the life of your child. You see your child's life so darkly, so very like is your child life is not the way you like it, you want it to be. It's not bright, it's not sharp. Speak life, speak light into the life of your child. Speak into your child. Tell your child, I speak life into you, my child. You will shine. You will be great. You will be greater than I, your father, your mother. You will excel. You will do well in destiny. You will do well in whatever you set your hands to do. You will excel. You will produce results. Failure is not permitted in your life. It is cancelled. And then you begin to say these things. When you do that, you are invoking the power of God into your child. And everything that bear witness, we stamp it that this is what the father or the mother has said into the life of this child. And as a mother, when you pray, mother or father, when you pray for your child, as you say it, you can as well also reject curses and anything negative for your children before anybody does that for you. It is very important. Number 2, always direct them to God. Yes, direct them to their maker. Let them know that yes, you are their parents, but that there is someone powerful, someone greater and more powerful than you are over their life, than you are and than anybody are. You understand? Let them know that there is this supreme being that is greater, that actually is the creator of all humanity, that is actually the creator of the whole universe, and that is God himself. Because when you direct them, they know that, okay, my parents has a limit in my life as well. My parents, though they gave birth to me, there is somebody that is greater than them. There is somebody that they also are accountable to. It is very important you direct them to God. Because why do you need to do this? If you don't, and you're always dead for them, you always present yourself as maybe their God, as the only source they can come to or run to all the time. What about when you are no longer in existence or when you are no longer there? They'll be confused. But if you always direct them to God and let them know that they equally need to get to connect with God more than more as they like, that they need to connect to God just the way they connect with you as their parents, it goes a long way to broaden their mind. It goes a long way to prepare them for the future or for any eventuality. Okay? Now, when you direct them to God, you let them know that apart from you, that there is this supreme being, that there is this mighty one that can also do times 10 for them what you can do for them as a parent. So this is very, very important, because a lot of parents, they make this mistake to also make their children understand this from the beginning. They try to give these children everything. They make these children to believe that they are the everything to this child, without directing this child to God. So it is good to direct your child to God. It is good you teach them to also pray. It is good to also teach them how to be able to speak also into their life, directing their attention to the Almighty God. Number 3, take joy in everything your children do. take joy in your children as a parent. Yes, I will stress so much on it. Take joy in your children as a parent. Do you know a lot of us parents sometimes we don't take joy in our children. That is why you will see a mother, we give birth to a child and we feel that that child has limited her to achieving anything. That is why you see parents will give birth to their children. Some father will say, because he's a girl, he's not a boy. I'm not going to show concern. I'm just going to show less concern. That is why you see a father will feel a son, a male child is more valuable. A male child is more important in the family than the female child. Because why? They don't take joy in their children. And this talking about taking joy in our children, I remember a particular chapter in the Bible and the story of a woman and her son. This boy called Jabez. Is he a boy? He later become a man, Jabez. When you go to the book of First Chronicle chapter 4 and read from verse 8 to 10, you see the story there. Jabez was a man of sorrow, but who by the help and grace of God was able to locate his creator and say, that you might bless me indeed, that God, you may bless me indeed, and let no evil befall me. He prayed that prayer because of what he went through, he was going through, circumstances that surrounded him as a person or as an individual. And when you read that book of Chronicle, the mother calls him Jabez. And Jabez means sorrow. And she called him Jabez because she called him that because she gave birth to him in sorrow. That was a mother who was not taking joy in her child. Because if you do, you won't call your child sorrow. You would rather call your child joy. Because children, they bring joys. They comes with blessing. They comes as an addition to your life. So you're not supposed to treat them like they were some sort of, like they are some sort of problem to your life. No, they are not. They came into your life as a source of addition. And as such, you should take joy in them. You should be glad. They make you a filter somebody. They make you someone that can produce, that is productive. So why not take joy in it? And you are rather pushing blames. And that is the same reason you see some parents today that the way some parents will treat their children, you begin to imagine if this parent actually is the one that gave birth to this girl or to this boy. Because why? They don't take joy in their children. When you take joy in your children, you appreciate every little effort of theirs. When you take joy in your children, it goes a long way to add a lot of value to your life and to that of your child as well. So learn to take joy in them. Learn to see them as source of joy to you and not as source of burden. Because without your children, you might probably be alone. You might probably be seen as a barren person. So you see, when you don't take joy in them and you feel they are burdens to you, you are making a mistake. So take joy in your children. Number 4, give them love. Yes, give them love. love your children. You know, I just talk about taking joy in them. So, number four is teach them love by giving them love. Because you can't teach them to love people when you yourself you don't even love them and you don't know how to show love. Show them love and teach them love. Yes. So say, how do I teach my child love? Are you the one to tell me? What do you mean? Are you trying to say that I don't love my child? Are you trying to say that I don't love my son? I'm not saying you don't love your child. I'm not saying you don't love your son. We all do love our children, and that is the fact. But it's just that sometimes we need to show more of this love to our children than just having it in our mind, having it in our head that yes, of course, I'm a mother, I love my child, I love my son, I love my children. We know you love them, but show them sometime. Be affectionate. Look at your children. Bring them close and give them a hug. Bring them close and give them a peck on their cheek. Look at your children with a beautiful smile from the inside out and tell them, do you know you look beautiful? Do you know you're such a beautiful child? Do you know you're such a cute young child, young man, my son? I love you. And you kiss them. It goes a long way to cheer them up, to tell them of how much important or of how special they are to you. And when you teach them love, they in return gives you the same love. Yes. You might say, how? Have you noticed children, like some children that didn't grow up with their parents? They are easily attached to those that raise them, that raise them especially with love, than you that is they only see you around. Nothing like coming to, in short, they only see you around. They just see you around as just anybody, just the way they see any other person when they are walking on the road or on the street. It is the way you relate with them in love that will set you apart and differentiate you from every other person before them. And it's what you give them, they will give to you in return, and they will give to the society. A lot of times today, we have so many bitter children. Children that are filled with bitterness, children that are filled with anger, and don't have respect for human beings. They don't have respect for nature. They don't have respect for anything. It is as a result of bitterness, no love, that leads some certain children to feel they can go as far as beating up their fellow co-students, all to the point that this young man lost his life. We all are aware of the story that trend around recently and still trending, because every one of us demand justice for that young man, Sylvester Oromoni. Those children, they exhibited that character because they don't have love in them and they were not given love. And it plays itself out. That we find out there are children that maybe their parents are always busy, always on the move. So who will give them love? They were taught fury, they were taught anger, they were taught bitterness. Imagine if they were raised with love. They will know how to show love and not anger. They will know how to show love and not bitterness. They will know how to be compassionate and not be violent and bullying people up and down to the point of bullying someone and beating someone to death. So, love your children. Show them love. Believe in them. And as you do, you will be glad you did. Then number five. Are we number five or number six? Number five. Always correct your children. Correct them when they messed up. Don't cover for them when they messed up. Don't try to justify their wrong all the time. Correct them. When they need to be corrected, do it and correct them. Don't try to cover for them. Don't make excuses for their mistakes, for their errors or their wrongdoings. But with love. Correct them with love. Yes. You know why? Because if you just come, you shout at a child messed up, and you shout at that child, why will you do this? How could you have done this? Get out! Hey. Let me tell you, that child will never understand why you are shouting. He or she will just feel you are shouting. But when you tell the child, oh, why did you do this? What have you done? The child will stop and look like, what have I done? What have you done? Do you know what you did? Do you know the gravity of what you have done? Hey, now you have added to it than just coming to shouting, why will you do this? How could you have done this? Stupid boy. Nonsense. Hey, you begin to abuse this child. He will never understand. But when you tell him, how did you come to this point? I mean, what did you do? What did you just do? Do you know the gravity of what you have done? The child will not give you a list. The child will not want to listen and know the gravity of what he or she has done. Then you tell him, this thing you do you know it can cost you your life? Do you know it can cost somebody's life? Do you know it can cost me even my respect from people? Then you try to now point to the child. This is now, it is not communicate. You are not communicating to the child. Unlike rubbish, get out of my sight, and you push the child away. And you did that, let's assume you even do that when you are angry, and you never bother to call that child again and say, sit down, let's talk. You see that thing you did back there? It is wrong. Don't do it again. Because if you do, these are the consequences of your action. This is the do's. These are the don'ts. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do that. You try to tell him the advantages of his action and of what he has done and the disadvantage of it. And in love, like I said, in love. Then you can tell him, I love you. Now I am scolding you. I didn't scold you because I hate you, but because I love you. And I don't want to lose you. I don't want you to be in a mess at the end of the day, that you begin to live at the mercy of anybody, or even put yourself in danger of getting God angry, or those around you angry, or to begin to see you as a bad person or a ruffians. You talk to these children, and before you know, that child will take those things inside and will live above those mistakes. But if you just shout and say, get out, tomorrow that child might probably do that thing again, because it does not know the gravity of what he or she has done before. So correct your children always, and correct them in love. Rebuke them when they did wrong and needs to be rebuked. And use the rod as well when it is needed to be used. Yes, there are some errors they will make. It might involve you to give them some little spank or give them some punishment. Don't hesitate to do it, because that is the best way to build them. Then another thing why you must correct them in love is that when how am I going to put it? Why you need to correct them in love is when you don't do that, like I said before, they might not understand. Okay? I'm forgetting what I what I want to say actually. They might not understand. So it is very important to teach your children and correct them in love. Let me end it there. I know you get my point. Then we get to number six. Number six. Tell them how blessed you are to have them in your life. Yes. Tell them how blessed you are to have them in your life. Not how they have bring you so much pain. Not how they have made you not to become like your mates. Not how they have make you to become a laughing stock, especially maybe single moms. You're a single mother or a single father. Just let them know how blessed you are to have them in your life. That it is a privilege for you to have them in your life as their children. That it is a privilege and a honor for you to be their parents. Do you know why? It will make them to feel special. And we always want to make you very proud and happy at all times. Imagine when you always tell a child, I know you will make me proud. Because from the day one you came into my life, I feel this joy that I cannot even explain. So I know you are going to make me even more proud as you grow, become a young man or a young woman. Thank you for being my child. It will make that child want to be special. Than when you keep spanking. Is it because of you your father dumped me now? If I didn't get back to you, I flush you now. I would have married a more better person. I won't be here suffering all alone trying to take care of you. Please now. I know sometimes the burdens and stress of life itself takes a turn of our flesh or takes a toll on us. But let's not pour it on the innocent child. Let's not do it. Because why? Because they are human as well. They've got feelings as well, just like you as an adult. So, make them feel how blessed you are than to make them feel miserable or make them feel that they are cost to your life. No, it's not accepted. It's not a good thing. Make them happy. I hope I've been able to do justice to this topic. I said 6 points. These are but just a few of what we can do for our children, because there's so much, there's a lot of things we can do for our children. I pointed these things out because these are things we actually neglect and we don't pay attention to sometimes. We just feel as parents we only need to give them shelter, buy them clothes, give them food, make sure they go to school, but without love. How do you feel? How do you feel when people give you a gift with love, with smile, with sincerity from their heart? How do you feel? Than somebody that gives you something because you feel, may they for not say I not do, take. Than somebody that say, take. I hope you like it. Out of the two, which one you like best? So that is why we need to try to put these things into practice, because our children, they are our future. The child of today will become the father and mother and leaders of tomorrow. And it is what you import in, you impose in them, or you deposit in them, or invest in them today, they will be able to give tomorrow, not what you didn't give them. So why we must be very careful every day, every day, every day, every day of our life as parents. And when you do these things, you make them feel how blessed, you are to have them in your life. You will see, you will see the thing it will also produce in their own life. I'll talk about that one in my next video. So till I come your way again, remember that this is ofurecenter, building a happy home together. Because we believe so much in building a happy home. We believe so much in a home that is well built and that is happy. Because out of the home we have our environment. Out of the home we have our society, our nation, and the whole world at large. So if our homes are better, our societies will be better. Our environment and our world will be better. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't subscribed. And don't forget to love our videos as well. Give us a thumbs up and share our video. Till I come your way again, I remain offering. Bye, and see you in my next video. Bye.